And we're back. Oh god, Neil's real loud, or is it my headset? Nope, I think Nioh... No, there we go. I went back down to normal. It is morning. I am tired. The VJs took everything out of me. Oh, whoops. There we go. I'm tired. Well, I mean, I've been doing it like this. Let's do all the submissions. Oh, I did that one? Okay. I am still tired and also excited. I'm still riding the high from Bravely Default 2 being announced. I'm so excited for an actual proper sequel to Bravely Default because I know that there was like that not spin-off, but like somewhat part 2, like it felt like a 1.5. And the problem with that is it does one of my pet peeves, and it's personal, which is you make a sequel, but instead of like either committing to having a full new cast or just continuing with the old cast, you kind of do half and half. And then it's this weird thing where like the where like the first cast in my opinion kind of had their arcs completed by the end of the first game, so then coming and giving me a part 2 where you kind of try to put them in again and make them relevant feels very weird. It feels very like I need this clutch in my storytelling because it's easy. And then the new characters that they made, the problem with doing it the way that they did it is the new characters, they're not very interesting, especially the way that Bravely Default handles its characters, because Bravely Default likes to give you very tropey characters where like a good example from the first game, you get Tiz on her or on your however you say his last name. And he's very like basic. He's very plain white toast at the start. He comes off as the very basic self-insert hero of legend, and as time goes on, that begins to change more and more and more. And the same thing kind of happens with Agnes, who's kind of like this very generic, not not waifu bait, but like she's like the sacred like priestess or whatever trope, and over time that just begins to change, and it's very not subtle, but it's very little by little because they really want you to like you're in for the long haul. It's a slow burn, you get me? So when you cram all these characters that are kind of tropey, and then you kind of have these characters from one whose arcs are kind of completed, and you shove them into a new game and you have to make new arcs for them, it feels weird. And then you have this weird thing where it's like at the start, because these new characters are so tropey, you literally just kind of feel like, oh well, F these guys, I want the guys that I played with in the last game because I really like them. Like a good example of that is God Eater 2, where in God Eater 2 you get these new characters and they're all very like over the top tropey. Like they're all very I really don't like to say this, but it is what it is. Like, they're all very annoying, like, in how tropey they are. Like, it isn't fun, right? So then you find out, hey, you know all these characters from 1 that you actually like that, yeah, they were kind of tropey, but you kind of grew to love them by the end of the game, and you kind of, like, actually got to see them evolve a little bit. They're in this game, so then you kind of like zoom past everybody that's in 2 and go straight for the characters from 1 because hey, guess what? They're better written. And it's like, so why did I oops, I died. So it turns into this thing of like, so why did I even bother to have these new people? Like, why? Just I don't know. It's such a hard like how do like it's such a hard like nitpick that I have. Like I feel like you should fully commit to one or the other. You shouldn't do both because you're gonna just bloat the cast unless you're really really good at handling that sort of thing. Um, you're just gonna have a hard time. Like you're giving yourself a headache for no reason at all. Like you could just do one or the other and that's it. So I'm happy. Part 2 of Bravely Default looks completely new. They're not bringing back old characters, so I'm gonna have a bunch of new characters to fall in love with. Those of you, because I don't want to spoil one, because I know now that there's like a Bravely Default 2 officially like coming out type of deal, there will be some of you that will try and go back and play it. But for those of you who have played and beaten one, I'm very interested because they show the, I guess, main girl holding a crystal, and I'm very, I'm very interested, let's say. Also, if you haven't played Bravely Default, here's my endorsement. It's one of my top 10 favorite JRPGs ever made. It's extremely good. Like I said earlier, it likes to do this thing where it gives you a very generic slash like flat character at the beginning, and slowly over time kind of makes them more. Like at the beginning, like every character kind of fits into a very generic fantasy trope, and then they kind of go breaking that down. There's a lot of twists and turns in the narrative that are very strong, which is why I think a lot of people who have played it give it glowing praise. I will say, towards the end of the game, there's one part that can be kind of divisive, I guess is like the best way to put it. That kind of splits the players. Some people like it, some people don't. The most vague way I can put it is that you have to refight certain bosses. And while I understand that can be annoying, it's more so for the narrative and the interesting implications that that has. And if you're willing to like just accept it for that and put up with it, or like not put up with it, but like understand that it is for a greater storytelling purpose, you'll enjoy it. You'll be like me where you're like, okay, I get it. Yeah, overall it's a really fantastic game, and it has a big twist that I kind of didn't see coming, and I don't know if I'm just dumb and gullible. I don't know, but it was so good. It was really, really good. The like 1.5 sequel, I didn't really play much, so I can't really say if it got better. I just know up to the point that I got to, I just really didn't like it at all. At all, at all. So, and like I said, I don't know if it's if that's because of my personal nitpick or not, but sorry, I had to take a sip of my coffee. But yeah, I'm still kind of like that announcement. It's what's keeping me going because I'm really tired this morning. um, Outside of that, I want to rant about Pokemon, and since you can't escape because you're watching my my stream, so I have some gripes. I recently saw like I guess it was an interview. I forget his name, but he's from Game Freak. He's high up, and they were talking about essentially going forward. They kind of want to keep this momentum and keep the dex cuts in. And I know a lot of people who are very like complacent and it doesn't bother them because, oh, I don't catch all the Pokemon anyways. I don't ever get near completing the Pokedex, yada yada, so it's fine with me. But the problem that I have with that is that they want to roll out a service that's almost like Pokemon Bank, but if you're gonna have these dex cuts, you're gonna basically make people pay for $2 for Pokemon they may not even be able to use in the next Pokemon game because it didn't make the cut. And that feels bad. Like, that feels off to me, and that feels really bad. Also, the whole point of dex cuts, at least according to them, was to improve the game. And I will give credit where credit is due. They do some quality of life stuff that is good. You know, that was needed. It's been needed for years and they finally did it. But honestly, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't that much for the amount of Pokemon that they cut to like claim that, hey, we're doing this for you guys. We're giving you a better Pokemon game. And like the wild areas, for example, which is probably the big reason they cut it, when your first few times in there, it feels really good. It feels, this is gonna sound so dumb, but like almost magical. But once you kind of start figuring it out how it works, it starts to get really repetitive and really boring. And that's honestly kind of sad to me, in my opinion, that it does become so repetitive, that it does become so boring. Like, I wish, I wish it was just done better. And I know I'm complaining about this now, but I'm kind of like, I'm bringing it up now. I'm willing to let it go because this was your first one on the console, and I won't lie. Usually the first one that they do on a new system is always kind of crap. Like X and Y like made a lot of improvements, but it also had a lot of like weird and dumb things. Like its story was kind of half-baked, but etc etc. Oh, there's nothing here. I thought I could climb up. You know, but then you get to Ultra Sun and Moon, and honestly, it's really good. Hell, even Sun and Moon's really good. Go back to the DS, and Black and White is a lot of people's favorites. Like, and Black and White's one of my favorites, and honestly, it was like, it was the greatest send-off to, pixel animated for Pokemon that I can think of. It was so good. And that was one of the ones that was at the end of, like, the era, basically. So, I don't know, I'm willing to give it a pass, but if the next game comes out and it's, you know, hey, we cut all these Pokemon to make the game better for you, and it's something similar where it's kind of bare bones and really nothing, then I'm sorry, like, Game Freak, you really need to, like, fix this. And it's not that, like, I want all 900 Pokemon, because I'm in the camp of people that I do not capture every Pokemon. I'm just not that person, you know? I don't have the time, nor the energy, nor do I care about every single Pokemon in the Pokedex. But you can't, in my opinion, like, you can't roll out a system like Pokemon Bank and then also say, like, oh yeah, we're gonna continue these dex cuts. We're just gonna keep them going, because then it feels like, well, now you're charging people for a service and they may not even be able to use it for what they want. Wow, I died anyways. Holy crap. And that's not okay. Also, difficulty in that game is like crap. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you and say like Pokemon is this super hard, challenging game. Like, Pokemon is not a Dark Souls, right? But it's always had this nice like middle of the road difficulty where you're gonna struggle with some things, right? Maybe a gym, maybe the Elite Four, but you'll get to a point where something or someone kills your Pokemon. And honestly, in Sword and Shield, I feel like unless you're just being on purpose dumb, that really doesn't happen. Like, you don't die. And I'm not even talking about like the people who go and grind Dynamax battles for like 10 hours and have a ton of candies and have their Pokemon like super high level. I'm just talking about your average Joe, because I played the game for the most, oh, I'm dead. I played the game for the most part just how I normally would, and I was way over leveled for what they wanted. And the writing in this game is very weird. Like, I feel like they were trying to do something and it didn't necessarily work out. Like, personally, I'm one of those weirdos. I like Hop. I really do. But I admit that he has issues, and that just comes down to, like, pacing. And, like, he's so annoying when you fight him. And I mean, like, not in a good way, like, oh yeah, Hop's hard, he's this really hard rival. It's just really annoying to be, like, 50% through the game, and then hear that freaking quote of, haha, I knew you'd use super effective attacks. It's like, Hop, every single time I fought you, I've used super effective attacks. Like, this is nothing new. Like, I get it in the beginning when, like, it's like this little mini tutorial and it's like really cute because he's like, oh, you already know about this, like, cheeky cheeky. But I don't know, like, it's weird. And then part of me likes, and this is all spoilers and I guess I should have said that, but like, part of me enjoys, like, Leon coming in, he's the champion, he's taking care of business. Whenever some weird shit's going on, they're not just leaving it to the 10-year-old. They're not like, okay, 10-year-old, go fight these eco-terrorists for the adults. Like, no, Leon is an adult, he is the champion, and he's like, no, don't worry about it. You guys go do your gym challenge. I'm going to go handle it. I'm gonna be the one to do it. And he does it. But because of that, there's like a lot in the game that just feels empty, like it's missing like a fight. And that's because Leon is there and he takes care of it. Also, like, you have this whole like intrigue with the story of the sword and the shield, but really, like, it, it's weird. Like, it's hard to explain like what I find wrong. But it's like, it starts off and it's very kind of like focused on, and they're putting a lens to it, and then they just kind of stop and they don't care about it anymore, and then they kind of bring it back, and it's just like, okay. Also, like, this game, I'm so sorry to say it, like, it okay. The issue is kind of like, how do I explain it? Because I kind of blanked out for a second. Is because there's no real, like, team, right? Because Team Yell's not a real team. Sorry, I had to take another sip of the coffee. It suffers because there's no real, like, big challenge mid-game that you have to do because there's no real team. And then at the end of the game, they kind of just inject the plot into like the last 20 minutes, and you're like, can't just do that. And like I said, they cut the decks, but Endgame doesn't have anything really added to it. It just has what it's always had. So it feels weird, and it's like, they did some neat concepts by giving us two unique gyms, but then they're both exactly the same, just different colors, and that doesn't feel good. Alright, rambling over. It's time to put my big girl pants on. I hate this fight a lot. My lord. I like that there's just... Oh, no, they're crawling out of the ground. I misunderstood that. I was thinking, like, I like how people just literally died a few seconds ago and now they're just skeletons. Okay, I remember this being particularly hard, so I'm going to actually change. I think I need more spirit, which is fine. Or does it do it automatically? Let's just see. But this spirit, I don't know, like I said, if I don't remember if I have to have max spirit or whatever. It will revive you once when you die. And that's gonna be real nice here. Also, I am not doing very good damage. I may need to go grind off screen again. I just really need that book. Once I get that book and I'm just able to make gear, things will be a lot better. Because right now I'm kind of stuck with very underleveled gear, which is I think what causes the biggest issues in Nioh is not having good gear. Okay, so let's equip that. I will say though, as much as I don't like this level, oops, I need to go to like key items. Okay, I guess, never mind, I thought it was something I had to equip. But, as much as I personally don't like this level, it is very unique. Oh, also, this just goes back to the beginning. Huh? Like, all these souls, all these things running around. The battlefield bathed in red. You don't really know where to go because it's not like a straightforward shot. You have that dude just rampaging in the background, which is neat. You have like demons all over the place. Like, this level is very unique, and it's like it sticks out in your mind. One, because the difficulty, but two, because like I said, it's actually really neat to look. Oh, I thought that was an item. I'm dumb. Die, monster. Something saw me and is shooting at me, but I don't know what. Go. Yeah, I had a feeling. I feel like I'm gonna get ambushed here. Oop. Let's throw one of these. But yeah, honestly, I don't remember where to go. I remember there being like this big open field. Yep, and then it's like just filled with like big strong Oni. And like, I'm sure there's like a way I have to do it, but I remember when I first did this, I kind of just ran around, used my spirit weapon, Ran around some more, used my spear weapon. How do I get to that little dude? I see you there, I'm gonna help you. Oh, I just go around the tree. Oh, and then that's the like thing. Right, so I avoided him, which was nice. I didn't see this little guy, so take him home. Oh my god. I just wanted to hit the rock, buddy, like... Honestly, I'm surprised that went so smooth. Like, good job me. Like, wow. That actually wasn't clown shoes. And I think it's because I'm so tired, I can't do my normal, like, panic of like, oh, I aggroed him, oh no. It's like, no, I'm just tired. That's definitely an enemy. Saw that coming. Okay. I could go up there. I actually think I have to go up there. Oh, he's not paying attention. Let me go. Okay, yeah. So when I die, it brings me back to life with the spirit gauge. Oh, I have to actually divine spike it. I think it's just if I have a full bar when I die and I didn't use it, then I get revived. So let me... You kind of have to run away from him there, because if not... Yeah, and here we go. Here's where the, like, it just turns to shit. Because look at this garbage. I have the dude in the back shooting me. I have whatever this is. I have no spirit gauge. It's... Like, it... Ooh. What the hell? Did he say? And then it's like, you have this annoying thing, and it's just like, I'm gonna run past you. Like, I'm just gonna try and get back to where I was so I can continue to progress. Because honestly, I don't feel like dealing with this. And then now you have all these puddles that normally would help the enemy help you instead, which is nice. Right here's where I can fall down, and it killed me anyways, so I guess that's great. yeah, basically you want to go around and you just want to get all these spikes and you want to turn them good. Because then you get all these weird buffs that are great. I literally only lived because I fell down. Come here. Luckily I had Suzaku. I don't know why I drank there, but I guess panic. I think I'm just gonna run through because I'm just gonna try and cleanse the next spike. And then, yeah, I may die, but then this part will be easier because it's already cleansed. Oh, here's a shrine, perfect. There we go, and then it'll reset everything. Ah! Wheel. Like, I prefer if I have to fight you, I get all my buffs, so like... There we go. Come here. Gently touch buff. I kind of needed you for something else, so now it's basically like... Perfect. This guy. Oh, these are just the items? Yeah. Might as well pick them all up. I did fight that dude and I did earn these. Is it going up? Oh, it is! Nice! I can just literally stand here. Though personally, I kind of don't like that, and that's gonna sound weird because I prefer to just have Suzaku ready. So then when I do run into trouble, I have the free revive, but this is one way of doing it, I guess. Boom. All of the stuff that fell. Charge. 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 See, now here I have to figure out where to go and like run because I don't have anything else cleansed, so at the very least I can get this dude on fire. Just 3 damage for me, and then go. Ooh, oh. Will this like charge me up even if I don't have the gauge? Oh, it is. Okay, I literally just gonna stand here then. Nice. Oh, and I have enough to... Actually, I'm not gonna... Hold on. No, I should actually stand there and charge it up first and then go heal, kill the dude, and charge it up again. Because I have enough to level up. And I worry about my health and safety. I didn't notice this. I guess I'm an idiot, and that's probably why the first one felt... The first time I did this, it felt so hard. Because you're supposed to abuse the buffs, and I just wasn't doing that. Because honestly, I just remember running from place to place and being like, oh my god, this is so stupid. Oh my god, this doesn't help. And it's actually helping a lot. So all of those are 40. I could just start getting a bunch of health, and let's do it. I'm gonna start pumping up health, because I think 40-40 is a nice, good number. Let me gain these buffs because it'll stick with me just for a little bit. I'm gonna run straight over there. That's the goal, that's the aim. Let's go! I wonder if I can I drag him back over here? No, but he stays up, so I mean... So I can kind of like be a jerk, like come back here, get the buffs, heal, come back here, get the buffs, heal. I want the gauge as full as it'll go, and then... And then I could just go back to him and try that again. This is real stupid. Oh, I forgot that he's gonna look at me now. Pick all this up and run. Because I don't... Oh no, he's not paying attention to me actually. That's nice. I guess because it's behind them. I didn't pay attention to what he said. I think I'm supposed to go fight the boss, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna wait for that wheel to come back, because I just want my free buffs. Look, I just like having free infinite life. I have to see if I can find like a shortcut or something. This is gonna keep recharging every time. Because why not? It's free. Gently touch. Yeah, I think at this point I just have to fight the boss because that takes me back to the beginning. I have to see, like I said, if there's any like shortcut or if it's just... That's the way. I guess that's the way. I guess I would just run in and jump down. Let me see. I mean, really, I should let this like run out and then attempt to fight him. Yeah, I feel like that's it. I didn't go to that thing over there actually. That tower over there looks like it has stuff. But really, I don't see another red pillar anywhere. And most of the things down there look like they're big buffs. Honestly, I think I just did dummy. I think the first time I did this, I thought it was so hard and so all this stuff, and in reality, it's actually pretty simple. It looks like I said, I'm the dummy. I just want this to fill up, and then I'm gonna go back to save point, heal up. Then after I heal up, I should actually, like, while there's no enemies, let me look and see where do I go to go down, or do I just fall in? It looks like I just fall in. I don't really see a pathway to walk down. I know that that's, like, where you're gonna be fighting him mostly, but I don't really see... Yeah, I think I just fall down. Okay, let me save, like I said, and then I'll just fall into the pit. Jump in the pit. I'll fall down right here. Yeah. Cutscene. I don't like this boss very much. This is basically the boss fight. You gotta like break his hands, essentially. Every time he slams them. But it's also very hard because a lot of shit's going on. And so you're trying to look where he's gonna slam his hands, but then you get caught like that. And it's really annoying. He's also extremely weak to fire. Like, extremely weak. I guess just go down. I honestly don't remember how this works. Oh yeah, no, I was supposed to go up there. see the spot where I was supposed to go up. They spawn those fireheads to— oh fudge. They spawn those fireheads to help you. It's supposed to be like your big hint as to like he's weak to fire. But let me get the thing. But like that's like the thing, is like every single part of him is really annoying because like if you fight the hands, he does the slam, you can't really see it because he's too goddamn big. If you fight the feet, he has a lot of like one hit like KO moves where he just stomps you and you die. And it's just really annoying. Like and then now I lost stamina, which means I'm probably gonna die. Oh my god! Come here, come here. You wanna fight? Like please, like just fight me. Like please, yeah, there we go, thank you, sir. And then you gotta like, once you see that, you gotta like run up to where he's gonna fall, which is around here. Stand in this, wait, because if I remember correctly, like the head takes a ton of damage, which he didn't actually land here, so never mind. I'm just gonna go for the hand because it's what's in reach. Go for the foot, because the foot's also really annoying. Stand in this, refresh my stuff. I don't know why I drank an elixir. I feel like mentally I'm like it's gonna help me when in reality it's not. And like he does shit like that. Like he's just like unfun to fight. When people are like, "This is my favorite fight," I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't understand. Like, is it a memorable fight? Hell yeah, like, it's super memorable, like, but it's just, like, it's not fun. Like, are you happy? Where are you gonna fall? Where are you gonna fall? Come on. Like, that's the other part, is like, you gotta know where this dude falls so you can abuse the weak point on his head. Because, like, look how much damage you just deal. Like, this is insane. And then you're supposed to do that, like, rise, rinse, and repeat. I'm literally holding on to this because I know that if I don't have anything else. Yep. Yep. This fight's so unfun. Like, Gravelord Nioh, I'm sorry, I just saw it because I was like really focused. Gravelord Nioh, like his whole boss fight is just ads. Like, that's what makes Nioh difficult, because he himself, he's chump change. Like, he's not anything out of this world. But this dude, all he is like, I'm gonna one-hit you, and you have to break my parts while I attempt to one-hit you. And it's like, yeah, the game gave you, like, Shuzaku, who's, like, kind of almost perfect for this boss fight. Because she revives you, she's fire damage, she's all this, like, stuff. But it's also, like, you have to, like, wait until he allows you to attack. And then you have to decide, like, hey, am I going to... Never did that on that platform before. Am I going to, you know, waste my spirit power, you know, trying to break apart to then go upstairs and then hope and pray that I, you know, essentially, like, kill him? Like, it's such a dumb balance. Like, and there I rolled into it. And then, like, I hate the camera. I hate the camera. I hate this. I hate this so much. And then now I have to literally wait until he slams that hand down again, which it looks like he's gonna do. Which oh no, it's the other hand, so now I gotta weaken that one too. Did I break it? Oh, please drop him next to me, please. Please. Okay, there he goes. And then you get up here. Just slamming Y. That's the boss fight. Slam Y. Please. Just drop the other hand that was almost broken. And then the thing is, it's like, oh my god, I fell. Okay, what I was gonna say is the thing is that it's not even like hey, break his key bar and then like I'll do the thing. It's like, no, you have to destroy an entire part for him to do anything, and then now he's gonna breathe down there, so I guess I'm just gonna... Oh no, it's up here. Whoops, I thought it was down below. Oh my god, and then he has these ads that are just... They exist to annoy me. Ads fall off. Here comes a fist. And then I'm targeting the wrong thing for some reason. It's great. There we go. Let it begin. Mom spaghetti. Knees weak, arms are heavy. The skeleton is falling already. Fudge, hurry. Time to spam Y. Look at all that damage. And I beat him. Oh, my mouth showed up for some reason, I guess. But you know what? At least I beat him. And... really? I think the only other ones that are gonna be a problem is... Oda? And the actual, like, last boss that happens after Oda?
それにしてもかような邪法は見たことがありません。三成殿、そなた。果たしたな、ウィリアム。犠牲となった者たちも報われよう。
Yay! And now I leave. I feel like I'm forgetting a boss that's just gonna wreck me. I'm not looking forward to it. But the Bellatin is down. Big Bellatin is down. Alright. I want to say thanks for joining me today in the morning. I know I started pretty early. And really, most of the episode was just me doing one level. And I'm so sorry about that. Like, I'm legitimately sorry. But that's probably how it's gonna be from now on, is like, I'll probably do a couple side missions, and then most of the episode is just gonna be me doing one story mission, or like one side mission and one story mission, because things are gonna get harder and harder and harder, and it's gonna be... But it's gonna be fun, hopefully. And it's gonna be interesting to do some of these fights that honestly, I never even saw like half of the techniques, because it's around this point that the ninja build starts getting really, really ridiculous and really good. And you begin to just practically take a whole like a whole boss's life bar, and then you barely have to do any physical attacks. So we'll see from here on out. I'm Ariana from the Cafecito crew, and stay caffeinated. I know I need caffeine. And bye!